So let's start with how we can edit our reality so that we have more dogs in hats appearing on a regular basis. No. Let's talk about how we can think about how we can shape the experience we have from day to day. There was a day further on in my career at McKinsey where I was a partner, actually, at this point. But even as a partner at McKinsey, sometimes you end up doing projects that you're not that excited about. And I shouldn't admit that, right? I mean, this is being filmed. Gosh, no. No, I mean, I loved it. It was fantastic. I didn't love it, and it wasn't fantastic. This was the first day of a project where a senior guy had said to me, Caroline, I'd really like it if you could join this project. You're going to complement the other person who's leading it, because he's all about, his name's Lucas, he's all about analytics. He's the one that's going to come in with the 300-page PowerPoint deck, and he's very, very excited about this project, but I'd like you to come on to the project to bring sort of the people side. Now, only at McKinsey would an economist be put on a project to bring the people side. Anyway, so it was the first day where we were meeting the clients, and I was in a bad mood because I didn't really want to be on the project. I was also in a bad mood because I'm not a morning person, and it was the morning. I was in a bad mood also because it was a video conference, and I actually was really anti this. I thought that when you first meet the clients on a project, you should really go and meet them face to face. Doesn't matter if it's a hassle, doesn't mean you have to do it all the time, but that first meeting is so important for building rapport. So I was pretty negative about, the way that the meeting was set up, and you walked in, and it wasn't even one of those nice video conference rooms. It was a really low ceiling, long and thin kind of room, really dark. So I had a bad feeling about the meeting, and I was right. It wasn't great. 2 hours long. Lots of frowns, lots of people cutting each other off. Clients on the wall on this sort of disembodied kind of screen. Oh, Lucas plowing through his deck. Oh, my God. So at the end of it, I did think, I'm on this project to do the people thing. I should have a chat with Lucas and talk to him about the fact I think we've got off on the wrong foot with the clients. So we're sitting in my office, and I'm telling him about my concerns. And he is sitting there, and he's gradually crossing his arms, as some of you will have right now. And he's shaking his head, as none of you are doing, which is great. He's starting to shake his head. He says, Caroline, I've got literally no idea what you're talking about. He said, I remember times, he told me times when the clients had said, this is a great meeting, this is really productive, what a great foundation for the project. He reminded me of at least one occasion where people had actually laughed out loud. And I thought this is really interesting, because some of this is definitely about a different personality, all right? But it was more than that. It was as if we'd been in a different room. It's as if we'd been in a different reality. And I got to thinking about this, because I knew really what the science was behind it. We don't always get it so clearly demonstrated to us. And the science behind it relates to the way that your brain works. And it goes like this. So all of you have a conscious part of your brain, I hope. Yeah. I'm using mine to speak to you, and you're using yours to listen to me and make sense of what I'm saying. And it's brilliantly intelligent, but it has some limitations. And one very important limitation is the fact that it can only process a certain amount of information at any given time. And, I mean, that's important, right? Because if you were to actually focus on every single object in the room, there are trillions of pieces of data in the room. In your body, the way that your big toe on your right foot feels is a piece of data. The hairs on the head of the person next to you, every single strand is a piece of data. Not at all creepy, is it, this? Oh, no. Thank you, Heather. My new best friend. So your brain has a really good mechanism for dealing with this. But if your conscious brain can't process all of the information and would crash like an overloaded computer if it tried to, what happens is that your automatic system, your subconscious, filters out a ton of stuff.